Good evening, everyone. My name is Corey Williams, and I'm a librarian here at the Fayetteville Public Library. I want to welcome you all and welcome everyone joining us via live stream. Tonight, we welcome back the Khemia Ensemble for their second of 3 performances. Their final performance is on Wednesday at 6 o'clock as well. But tonight's program is called Missed Connections. It reflects the emotional impact of unexpected encounters and the elusive attraction that follows. The concert will explore the themes of dreams, faith, belonging, and love, inviting you to contemplate the what-ifs of a missed connection. We still have several concerts left in our Sunday afternoon concert series, so please grab a handbill on your way out. And please consider filling out a feedback form, which helps us plan our future programming. But with that, I'd like you all to help me welcome the Khemia Ensemble.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Khemia Ensemble's performance tonight titled Misconnections. This is the second of our 3 concert series, the Fayetteville New Music Trails. You just heard the first piece titled Dash. Can't imagine why it might be called that. Jennifer Higdon wanted to express the idea that speed often seems to be our goal in the 21st century. And as you heard, the music is depicting sort of the dashing that happens, not only within one instrument, but of course, other instruments sort of chasing each other and completing each other's sentences. I'd like to talk about the next 2 pieces that you're about to hear. Our second piece, the next piece, is titled I Know a God by Aaron Bush with text by Reverend Kimberly Vildushki and explores the tension between the limits and the limitlessness of our faith. I want to just share the first line of the poem with you, even though I know you have the text in your program, just because I think it's just so evocative and powerful. It says, I know a God I cannot believe in. And to me, it expresses this troubling but beautiful tension, this dissonance with reluctant theism. Our third piece is by composer Mark Mellitz. He's a Chicago-based composer. We will be featuring 2 of his movements of a larger 6-movement work titled Escape. You can see in your programs the 2 movements are the 2nd and the 6th, titled Swerve and Exit. And as the title Escape suggests, it explores the idea of breaking free from confinement or control. The piece is exploring escape, of course, but it also begs the question, does it escape itself? So in the end, the composer tries to embody not only the idea of escaping something, but I think also escaping escape itself. So it's quite a thought provoker. So I hope you enjoy these next 2 pieces.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Petrongelli, and I'm the vocalist of Khemia Ensemble. And I'm here to talk to you a little bit about these next two pieces. The first of which is an art song by B.E. Boykin, an Atlanta-based composer, originally from Virginia. She actually teaches at Georgia Tech, and as a UGA faculty member, I feel, I just have to point out that we did program Arrival's music today. It's a beautiful song in which she uses the same text from a poem by Judith Jones 3 times, and you'll hear her explore different ways and different meanings of these words in the 3 separate settings of the piano. The voice will stay relatively the same, but we'll go through some time signature changes, and it's just wonderful to hear a reflection of the text in different ways. Following this will be Emma O'Halloran's Dream On. Emma is actually an Irish composer. She finished her PhD at Princeton, I believe, last year. And Dream On was premiered in 2023 by F+. So it's a relatively newer piece. Emma is someone who comes from an indie music rock background, first and foremost, before she got into composing classical music. And so you'll hear some of those influences in Dream On right after B.E. Boykin's A Love Song.
Lost long ago on the broken wings of time, whose flight now delivers them born anew. For us to sing her song again. I hear reminds me of notes lost long ago. On the broken wings of time, whose flight now delivers them born anew. For us to sing her song again. The music I hear reminds me of notes lost long ago. On the broken wings of time, whose flight delivers them born anew.
My name is Mary Matthews, and I'm flutist with Khemia Ensemble. And I'll talk to you a bit about the next two pieces on our program. The next piece is titled Under a Canopy of Wings by Cincinnati-based composer Ellen Ruth Harrison. And she composed this piece in 2019 for Duo Cylindre, a flute and clarinet duo, as an exploration of birdsong and bird call, because of course flute and clarinet, we are always the birds of the orchestras and chamber ensembles and even in our solo repertoire. And we'll be playing the second movement of that piece today, The Piper at the Gate of Dawn. After that, I'll be joined by our soprano, Amy Petrongelli, for a duo by Kaija Saariaho, who's a Finnish composer. And this piece was originally commissioned by a violinist as part of her Compassion project. And when she commissioned it, it was written for for violin and soprano. And then 2 years later, she was asked to rearrange the work for flute and soprano. And each work, they're so different because of the differences in the wind family and the string family. And she did a really beautiful job creating two different soundscapes that still got the same imagery and the same character and sound. And she says that she was trying to explore the vulnerability and the intimacy of a duo through this piece and reflect the text that you'll hear in that work. So we hope you enjoy.
everyone. My name is Shane. I'm one of the percussionists in the group Khemia, and my lovely, beautiful wife Chelsea here is the other percussionist in the group. We've got a couple more pieces, or 3 more pieces for you, but the next 2 I'll tell you a little bit about. The next one that you're going to hear is Kara Karenai by Andy Akiho. Andy Akiho is post-minimalist, modern composer who writes a lot of music that has influence with pop and minimalism and classical music kind of all combined. He also has synesthesia, which is not an illness. I know it kind of sounds weird, but it's actually essentially you associate certain sounds and instruments, timbres, color worlds with specific colors. And he wrote a synesthesia suite where he wrote several pieces that related to his Japanese heritage, but also associated them with specific colors. And so Kara Karenai is crimson in Japanese. And this particular piece, you can actually play it for any combination of instruments. So we're using a marimba, but we actually wrote a percussion part, arranged a percussion part that's not written out by Andy, that we kind of created using a djembe and a Brazilian shaker called a kashishi. The next piece you'll hear after that is called I Will Learn to Love a Person, Then I Will Teach You, and Then We Will Know. And this is based on poetry by Tao Lin from his book Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And that book is part of a new sincerity movement in poetry, which is poetry that's really stripped down, direct, emotional, and self-doubting. The movement you'll hear is just I Will Learn to Love a Person. It's the 3rd movement in a larger song cycle that Cerrone wrote. And it's a reflection of the strange and beautiful experience of growing up at the turn of the century.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, either in person or on the live stream. My name is Annie Jang, and I'm the pianist of Khemia Ensemble. I'm also one of the co-artistic directors. We have one more piece for you. It's called Alert Metal by Jack Yeagerline. And I'm excited to share this piece because I teach at the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and Jack is a recent graduate from our master's program in composition. One of our missions as an ensemble is really to work with young, rising artists, and I think Jack is one of those that's really going far. So this piece, Alert Metal, it's a groovy piece. We hope that you get into it, dance, move, I don't know, whatever that kind of shakes you. But it is about building structure through repetition. So you'll hear a lot of these cells that repeat numerous times, and it builds and it goes down and it builds even more. And it's inspired by brutalist architecture, where simple construction materials make up monolithic structures based on very simple geometric patterns. So we hope that you enjoy, and I hope that you also will come to our third and final show of these series, which will be this Wednesday at 6 p.m., this same spot. And our program is titled Stillness/Movement. And again, just really wanted to thank the Fayetteville Public Library for having us and hosting us. Also, additional thanks to the KUAF Fulbright Summer Chamber Music Series and the Mountain Street Stage. So thanks once again, and we hope that you have a safe evening.
Everyone is